Good afternoon. It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks now. Um, Not gonna have any excuses. Just was busy, and it is what it is. It's like I said from the get-go. I'm gonna attempt to adhere to a set schedule, but sometimes it's just not gonna happen. So, unfortunately, so far it hasn't happened. But on the upside, I have now to date lost a total of 20 pounds. So, yay. Have had some ups and downs. It has been a bit bumpy. Matter of making sure we have everything on hand. And I think that's one of the hardest things is when you're getting into it that first couple of months and just getting started is trying to get the stuff that you need on hand to try and eat a certain way. That and it's trying to slowly work out the bad stuff that you have. I know some people, because I've watched some shows in the past and whatnot, you'll see one of my favorite ones used to be on the BBC America. I can't remember the name of it. But she would go into the house and she'd evaluate the people. And I remember that she would go into some of them and just completely ransack all the cupboards and throw everything in trash bags and take it out. And unfortunately, I don't think some of us have the luxury of just saying, hey, let me just throw all this away. Because, it does cost money. And some of us have to pay attention to that money. So it's a matter of trying to get some of the stuff out. And some of the stuff that's not the healthiest for you, I have been at least aiming to veer away from it and find something else to eat in place of that. But it is trying to work everything out. And thankfully with Tay and Shelly, my two daughters, it's been great with them because they are supportive of it and they are trying to help wean everything out of the house as well so that we could start getting the better stuff to be able to make it to where all of us can actually eat healthier. I mean, because you can never be too young to start. And I kind of want them to look at me as I don't want to let myself get as unhealthy as what mom has let herself get. So why don't we follow step of mom and take the same steps to look at getting healthy now? That way we can start and stay throughout rather than having 20, 30 years worth to sit there and have to try to backtrack and erase. Like I told them, especially being younger, it should be a little bit easier, especially for their body to bounce back compared to as you get older, since your body doesn't produce some of the nice bounce back hormones and whatnot that it does, or things such as the collagen. But have been doing relatively well. Another nice thing is I had a talk with one of my doctors, one of my prescribers, that I had been on, because I've got quite a bit of medication that I'm on. Some for some things, some for other things. I do have psoriasis, so I have to do injections every other week. Not each week, but every other week. So, sorry, I keep talking with my hands and shaking the table. So yeah, I go ahead and I have injections every other week I have to take for my psoriasis, plus topicals and such like that if I need them. But I also have medicine for my asthma. And then what I've always dubbed as my happy pills. But looking that my mood is finally balanced out after a couple years of really having a rough time of things. And between adding in exercise and making a lot of changes that I've been making for myself, changing my diet, I see that I've been getting to get more of a balance. So I spoke with my prescriber to see about making some adjustments and being able to start tapering back on some of my medications. So that's one thing we're looking at doing, is cutting some things back and seeing how it does. If it works, great. Because, I mean, my preference, if I could help it, is not to have to be on any medication at all. It's the way I've always been. But sometimes you have to. It just is what it is. Sometimes you have to take medication so that you're not having to deal with some of the ailments quite as bad as what they may be. And I know, like with physical therapy, it's helped greatly because, say, 2 months ago, 2.5, almost 3 months ago, my right shoulder up here and that had been bad enough to where I couldn't even brush my hair myself. I had to have my daughters help me with brushing my hair because I was lucky to even get my arm to come up even. And there was nothing that showed us that it might be an issue. It just one day in December, I woke up and my lower part of my arm, and that's the funny thing is it was down below my elbow, was what was giving me problems, and I couldn't hold things or keep a hold of it. They'd be too heavy and just it'd cause too much pain and kind of like a hot sensation flare up, and went in and they said my neck and my shoulder, and that seems to be what it's been because that's what we've been doing with physical therapy, and it's been great. Plus the fact with physical therapy, getting to do some of the stuff that I've done there, it's shown me some other low impact exercises and such that I can do that's kind of that, and it helps because there's a lot of stuff to where you're just using kind of everyday things to do some of these. So it gives me other ideas of, oh, okay, I can use this at home, or I could do that at home to do like stretches and going up. We've got little balls that we use with kind of rolling on the wall, and so it's allowed me to see kind of another side of things and what I can also do. So yeah, I've been looking at tapering back medications, and that's been wonderful to be starting to do that. I've done that about a week now that I've been able to lower that, and I haven't seen much of a change. So to me, no change in that aspect is a good thing because that means that my body's handling removing that amount just fine. And I look at taking all these different medications because there is so many side effects of so many of them. I do deal with retention and swelling and that. And I'm hoping that with getting back to not having some of these, or at least as much of them, that maybe that'll help with not having quite as much of the water retention and just the swelling because it's uncomfortable. One of the things that I had started doing is taking and steeping fresh ginger, shredding that and steeping that with water and lemon juice and drinking that, and that has worked phenomenally for getting down the swelling and the inflammation. I know that my arthritis doesn't hurt quite as bad when I'm doing it, but it just seems to kind of be flushing everything out, and that's helped. So it's one of those things that I'm going to continue to do as well. I am one that if I can go both trying to eat more healthy, but as well as trying to go more homeopathic on things, I'd much rather do it that way. I'd rather do something that is more natural bound than obviously putting a chemical or something in my body if I don't have to. But overall, I went through yesterday or the day before and did a weigh-in again, and yeah, I was quite ecstatic to see that I'd lost another 10 pounds, so that's roughly about 20 pounds that I've lost so far. So, hoping to just kind of keep going. I expect there might be a plateau here or there, but we'll get over it. I've gotten over all the ups and downs and the stop and goes that I've had going on. Don't really have anything else to update at the time. I just trying to add in more exercise right now. I'm kind of feel like I don't want to die a little bit just because they've been doing work on our road of resealing it and everything, so we're not able to park on it, so I've got to park down the road, and it's not so bad getting down there, but the getting back is where it starts to do me in because it's an incline, and granted it's a slight incline, but that coming back up, I feel it. the whole lot of me feels it, and I'm just not used to it. But that's something that the girls look at, getting out there and walking with me some, and we're just going to incorporate more and basically help each other along. So I hope everybody's been doing well. I hope everybody's doing their best to try and stay on track. Hopefully I might be able to start, as I get more settled into everything, I'll see what I can do to come up with some ideas for cooking and whatnot as well, and maybe be able to share some recipes. But hopefully I'll see y'all soon. I'll try to get another one in this week, and we'll go from there. So have a good day and keep up the good work. Bye.